Buddy, to Kevali Channeling Presents for September the 26th. How can it be the end of September already, everybody? That's insane. I felt like it was just July. It feels like yesterday Ken Lewicki and I were doing our Spirituality is Fun Expo July 2nd, and all of a sudden I blink and it's September 26th. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We have a great hour ahead of us. I have the extreme pleasure of introducing my guest. All I know him by is Kamel, so I'm going to ask him when he comes on what his last name is because it's just been Kamel. I met Kamel through Ken Lewicki in Calgary. He did a workshop on shamanic breathing that absolutely blew my mind. We're going to get into that and a whole lot more, but let's welcome Mr. Kamel.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Thank you. Good. How are you?
I am awesome. What is your last name, Kamel? Say that one more time.
Seklawi, which means a Sicilian.
Oh, I'm going to go with Kamel.
Yeah, Kamel is good.
It's easier. Kamel's way easier to
exactly.
Even
on
know.
Facebook, you just see Kamel.
That's right. On your social media, it just says Kamel.
Yeah.
So, where are you from, Kamel? Let's start right at the very beginning. Where's home? Actual home.
Actual home. I'm still looking for home. I'm still looking for the actual home from Ivory Coast in West Africa.
Ivory Coast in West Africa. And it shocked me when you told me that when we first met because you have such a heavy French accent. If you would have told me you were from Quebec or France, I would have said, oh, okay. I had no idea on West Africa that they spoke French. And that's a prominent language there?
It's colony, old French colonies. So they still have the French as the main. We have like 60 tribes and 60 different dialects in Ivory Coast. But the official language is French.
Nice, very nice. Now, where are you today?
I just made it to the East Coast. Beautiful trip that I started 2 months and a half ago. And I just made it to the East Coast. I'm on the edge. Just went to the ocean today, and now I'm going back home to BC.
Nice. Now he says that like, yeah, I just took a trip from BC out to the West Coast, out to the East Coast. But let's actually tell people what you really did. Yeah. You bought what did you buy to travel in to go to the East Coast?
I'm in a van that I named Obi Van. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and the project that I created is called Heal on Wheels. I went from city to city, from Vancouver Island until here on the East Coast, helping and supporting people with what I do and bringing my tools to people. And Canada on the way.
That is very, very cool. Now, you've been traveling for a while, is that correct? It's you didn't just start in Vancouver 2 months ago. When did you actually leave the Ivory Coast?
Yes, I left in 3 years ago, 3 years and a half ago, and I've been around like no plans, just like literally can get to what country opens its door. I'm happy to come. It's an adventure that has been based on no plan, just spontaneous all the way. 3 years doing that.
That is very cool. Now, you went to South America first, though. Is that where you went when you left Ivory Coast?
America. Yeah. No, I went to from then Middle East, then Europe. Then I was going to Asia. I don't know what happened. From Germany, I went to Central America. I don't know why. I just decided to leave. 1 day before leaving, I went to Central America. And then COVID hit Central America more than a year. And after that, I came to Canada. I came That was last year, but I didn't like it that much, and I wanted to go discover BC. And this is when I walked across Canada last year.
Okay, let's go back because I want you to tell this story because this is a story that you first told me. We won't go into details how you got to Canada, but you got to Canada, and because I don't think we should tell that on the air. I really don't. that could get somebody in big trouble if you told that story.
No.
But anyways, so you got to Canada and you decided, I'm going to walk across Canada.
Yeah, so it's basically, yeah. Yeah, BC. And at that time it was COVID. I didn't have money. It's free.
Nice. So how long did it take plan. you? Where did you start when you were back east to walk across to
Montreal.
BC? You started in Montreal.
I started in Montreal, and then he in Montreal, and I never camped. I literally never camped outside. It was not such a fun story when I was in Central America, when I had camp outside, sleep outside, homeless basically. But yeah, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna help you. So he went. He bought everything I would need for the highway outside of Montreal, and I started.
And that was on the Trans-Canada Trail, is that correct?
Yes.
And how long did it take you to get from Montreal? And did you go all the way to Vancouver?
So I went all the way to Vancouver Island. A little bit though in the middle, to be honest. I didn't walk in the middle. I couldn't middle without meeting anyone. Like 2 days you meet no one. It's like empty, flat.
And this is going through the prairies like Saskatchewan, Manitoba.
Yeah. I took the train over there. I like honestly much. So I took the train to enjoy a little bit. Then I continued all the way to Vancouver. 5 months. The whole thing took around 5 months.
Oh, very cool. So you were basically living outside, except for those 2 little train rides, for 5 months.
Yeah.
And that must have been just so... The connection you must have gotten to nature must have been just insane. I know what it's like when I go camping in my 32-foot motorhome with all the modern amenities, how cool it is. But when you're going with a backpack and a tent, it must be just as amazing.
It's challenging in so many ways, but it opens you open yourself to trust yourself, to connect to yourself. For me, it's alone, which is good. Alone is good. Loneliness is not good. Loneliness can hit sometimes. Anyway, it just brings everything up that you really have to deal with. One person walking with you at all times is yourself. So you have to be connect to yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to learn to do it if you don't, which is I became my best friend.
Nice. Now, do you call yourself a shaman? Is that do you have that title?
So officially, I have that title from the Quechuan tradition from Peru. I have one from my own country, but it's not called shaman. It's called something related to dream walker. If you heard about that, dream walker.
No.
I don't know what's the other word. I don't remember. But yeah, I have the title of shaman from the Quechuan tradition. So I learned the Quechuan tradition, and they have this title as a shaman.
Very cool. So you get to BC. No, my guides are telling me go back. When you were on, I just listened to them. When you're back, when you were, we're gonna go back, take you a step back here. When you were on the Ivory Coast, what did you do? What was were you like a energy healer? Did you teach breathwork back there?
No.
What did you do back home?
Years ago and before, I used to own several companies. I used to build hospitals. I used to have restaurants, company, medical equipment, like diversified things. So different things, and that's what I did. Just walking and building and walking and building, and
So,
I had no connection.
but so you had no spiritual, like your spiritual journey didn't start when you were young. I'm thinking the Ivory Coast, you grew up with tribes. Your spiritual journey didn't start until you started traveling?
Yeah, so I rejected it. It was there, but I rejected it so much. I was already like, for so many reasons, I was miserable and upset at God. Really not happy. So I blame God and I blame spirituality for all that. And when I lost everything and I became like literally with nothing by myself and back to myself, that I embraced spirituality and I understood that all this stuff, not at God, not at spirituality, not at anything that was related to religion or spirituality, it completely upset at myself for being miserable and not happy.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
So what made you leave the Ivory Coast? Like what was the thought process? And I always like I am amazed by people who travel. I'm like I want to travel so badly. So when I hear people like yourself, it's like I lost everything. Then I traveled. Most people have it all and then travel. You literally lost it all.
Exactly.
And
So
then decided, oh, I'm going to go traveling.
always wanted to be outside. I always wanted to travel. Somehow life took me in a place where I had so much responsibilities, taking care of like different people, really doing to stay stuck. But I had a plan in my head. When I will be 30, I'll just like gather as money, I'll take it and I'll go away. That was my plan. I wanted really to just get 5, 6, 7, 8 years and then travel when I would be 30. And his birthday, I was telling myself, like, I can't leave. I'm responsibility, so much employees, so much work still to do. I can't just leave like this. I lost everything the same month. Something happened, and everything just like fell down one after the other, one company after the depression. I lost myself. I became like into let's stay in the fun part of it, although I don't mind talking about it, but I had like these very dark thoughts.
Yeah.
I said one day, you know what, instead of just ending everything, why don't I just go away? And this is what I did, literally.
And the reason I wanted you to go there is because I always feel there's people out there that are going through something similar to what you went through, and they need to hear your story. They need to hear, yeah, you're allowed to spiral down. You're allowed to go to that dark place. Just know that you can come back up too.
100%. And to something that I was happy when I had nothing. I had all this money in my bank account, more than when I was like, I used to live in Dubai. I used to have a company, go all the time, like travel all the time. I was so miserable that moment because I was so disgusted. The moment I was literally sleeping outside in Central America because it was, I had like literally nothing. I had like a couple of dollars to just buy fries from a McDonald's that I the street over the bench where I slept. And I was so happy then I was connected to myself. I was myself. I was doing everything I wanted. My ride, camping, living the life. Well, I was outside, out there, living the life. But still, it was camping.
That is freaking amazing. And that's where you kind of connected with your spiritual side.
Yes. That's when
They taught you what you teach now. Is that where you got taught this, the shamanic breathing that you do?
So that I literally learned. I literally don't stop learning. Everything I can learn, I will take it.
Brilliant.
And I will bring it. From Wim Hof, I learned Breathwork from Soma. I learned the pranayama pranayama techniques. I learned the shamanji healing. All these things, just like brought them all together and create what we did last time. A little bit of what I do. So it's just like bringing all the tools I can and bringing something different and useful, because it works for me. Some things I like it, but at the end of the day, it's not something like hypnotherapy. I learned hypnotherapy for a year, but it's not my thing. So I would just gather what works for me and bring it.
I have been to 2 of your sessions now, one in person, one online. Both times, I have to say it was probably the most I'm going to use that word, the most spiritual thing I've ever done. And I mean, I've taken, Ken, and I've taken all of Ken's courses, thought I was pretty spiritual and thought I had things like, oh yeah, this is cool. You took it to a next level for me. It was just really, really cool. And I say that so because I know I'll have people listening now and listening after going, well, when can I do this? Well, you do Zoom, but as you're going across the country, you're stopping in different cities and holding workshops as you go, are you not?
Yeah. So I have the private ones that I go to cities, and I have the group ones that I do also to Zoom and when I get into any city. One Wednesday, I have one on Wednesday evening.
I saw that.
So I have one in the evening on Wednesday and one in the morning on Saturday, because I have people in Europe that would like to join. So on Saturday I do it in the morning, and the Wednesday I do it in the evening.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you're doing it on Saturday too, because I can't make the Wednesday one, so I'll be at the Saturday one for sure.
Yeah.
So, what was the purpose of? We didn't really go into what you're driving, but you bought yourself a 1988. Is that right? 1988 RV with how many kilometers was on that when you bought it? Do you remember?
1,280 kilometers.
And how many have you put on it up to this point? How many kilometers have you added to that?
11,200 today.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, in 2 months and a half.
And it's still going strong.
Yeah. Touching wood.
Touch wood. Now I've jinxed it.
I still have all the way back.
What was your purpose, like when you thought of doing what you were going to do to travel across Canada? What was your purpose of that? What did you hope to get? Yeah, what did you hope to get out of it?
So I created different projects, and this one of them is I need to move. I need to discover Canada, since like different part of my life, coming to Canada and discovering Canada when I was a child, and going across Canada when I was a teenage, like different dreams in one. I made them all. I wanted to meet people, and I wanted to meet people that are also connected to, call it spiritual. So we're saying this same umbrella of spirituality. And it also to show and bring spirituality to everyone by creating these meals with Kamel. It's talking about spirituality and meeting people that do, people that do. Excuse my English.
Yeah.
Spiritual practitioners, and do the portraits, so I can bring spirituality to people, to everyone.
Nice.
That's also one of the purposes. Yeah, what else? And also do to everyone. That's also one of them.
Nice. So as you're going across, you're actually recording everything.
Yes.
And have you put out any videos yet, or are you waiting till you get back home?
Yeah, once I'll settle down for maybe 2 months, because I can't do more than. So I'll do just 2 months, and I'll be focusing on just editing and creating. Actually,
Very cool. And then you'll put it out in episodes. So you'll have like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Calgary episode, you'll have the
Yeah.
Edmonton episode, et cetera, as you
Yeah.
went across.
Yeah. So
Very,
it's gonna
very.
be yeah.
I'm so looking forward to watching those. I think it's going to be. That's really when I started doing the show. When I changed it, because when I first started doing it, it was all about just me jumping on Facebook, really, and doing mini readings. And then I got the push from my guides to start talking to other practitioners, and really talk about their journey. And to me, that's really important because I said it to you before earlier in the interview. There's people out there that are just dipping their toe into spirituality, and they might hear something from a Kamel, or Kim's watching. They might have heard something from Kim that went click, and they jump forward. And you know what?
Yeah.
If we can make one person jump forward, boy, have we ever accomplished something.
Exactly. And it's one of the really goal of that is to be accessible. Sure, there is a lot out there. It's overwhelming how it comes to spirituality. But that's also a way to step into it and to say, oh, approach seems fun. This kind of healing seems fun. Let me try it. Idea of what's out there, because it's all what you need. Just step into it. Try good. If it doesn't, it's okay. At least you know.
Yes.
And this is just about it. Take this. Spirituality is amazing. Once you know, you will understand. And it's just that. This little step that is needed. And I found myself in that aspect. Know what was happening when spirituality, I connected again to spirituality, and I saw so many things. I became like, I ran into that video a week ago, and it's a video of recording myself talking, because I thought I was going crazy because of the things I saw, and all my completely gone. Everything's gone. All what I believed in is not there anymore for almost a week, because I thought I was crazy, just in case. And I watched back this video, and like, oh, it's been like a nice ride, but it's because of that. Just taking this step, trying something, doesn't, something else. Let's go.
And that's the key, isn't it? If we try one, don't give up. Don't say, "Oh, this isn't for me." Try something else. I honestly believe there's something for everybody in this umbrella, under this umbrella of spirituality. I'll say.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to use the word a spiritual industry, and I hate putting those two words together. It just doesn't sound right to me.
It is an industry somehow. It is an industry.
It is. It really is, and I cringe when I say it, but when you look at it, it's an industry. It's just, that's what it is.
Exactly.
So you've been in BC. Just do you live right in Vancouver or outside?
Yeah, on White Rock, mostly
White
in White
Rock.
Rock, but I work in Burnaby. I work in a clinic and do the one-on-one sessions.
Nice. White Rock, the home of the best fish and chips ever. I told you this before. Literally, if you're ever in White Rock, there's a boardwalk. They have the best fish and chips in the world. I don't know that, but it's definitely in Canada anyways. So you work at a clinic. What do you actually do? What is your calling? What do you do besides teaching people breath work?
At that clinic, I take care of the holistic department. So I do everything that goes in coaching, energy healing, breath work, anything that goes into the holistic. And I have other people also helping me and doing that. It's people that we work together, and I create events, creating group events in that clinic. It's like sessions for several people at once, having also other practitioners participating in the events. And the title I have is helping you. I couldn't find a better title.
Say that again.
Let's start. Wait, you can find it.
Kamel comes up with the best titles. Your Instagram, is it your Instagram?
Yeah, my Instagram name.
I don't even. I need to come up with a shorter. I need to come up with a shorter nickname or a shorter.
Yeah, that's my title. Helping you get your shit together. Instagram. I should think of a shorter username.
I think that's it. I love it. Helping you get your shit together. And really, that's what you do.
Exactly. Literally, that's what.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now, we kind of really glossed over your journey. If you were to pick out two things that have happened in the last, has it been 3 years since you've been traveling? Is that right?
Yep.
If you had to pick out two things in that 3 years that really took you to where you are, what would they be?
Two. Only two. That's
You can have
so
more if you need more.
Okay, one of the first is, that's a pretty interesting story. COVID hit. I was living with a crocodile hunter in the middle of the jungle. He saves crocodiles. He takes them from a place that when they are dangerous for years, and he takes them from a place to another. And I find this guy in Africa. He was Africa by foot, and I saved his life. Like, and something happened, and I was able to save his. He's from Costa Rica, and I connected back to him in Costa Rica, and I went to see him. It hit, and we were stuck. We had no car, nothing. We were in the middle of the jungle. The closest city is 4 hours walk away, so it was in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'll show you the video. And we were stuck in that place for, I think, 5-6. So during this 5-6 months, I had to live with this crazy guy that literally one pool, and I said, "Why?" He's like, "Do you need to swim in the next couple of days? Do you want to check what was going on?" And he literally put a crocodile in the swimming pool. So this is the kind of guy that it was a baby crocodile, but still. And
it's a crocodile. They can still bite you.
It is, yeah. I have the video, but also that's not something to show on meet. So, and at that moment also, I had my to Costa Rica. I had like 2 small suitcases. One that had all my fancy stuff, all my clothes, all my life, and another one that I would just use with t-shirts and shorts and all these things. Like, the first one has been stolen. They took it away, like someone stole it. So with almost nothing, no shoes, in the middle of the jungle with this crazy, in a good way, and stuck with COVID in a country I don't know anything about. That was a big challenge that really made me realize I lost everything literally that moment I realized it. Like,
yeah.
we really had to find solutions to get some money and some food, and that literally the universe saying, "Okay, I'm taking everything from you. You are naked now." That was a big leap for me. That was a big change for me. When me told me, "I'm taking everything from you. You are naked. You start over now." It doesn't work here.
Wow.
That was a big one. Yeah. So
that'll humble you to the ground.
Completely.
Yeah.
And okay, stand up again. It's okay. It happens. Stand up again. It's not to surrender. There is better. Come say today, there's so much better that came. Maybe that moment I wouldn't see it, but today there's having before. So that would be a big one. Another one would be, oh, that was a nice one. So when I, at some point after I think a month, I was exhausted. I lost so much weight, and it started hitting the mental. Exhausted, and I had a mantra every day just to have the steps every day. And at that moment, I was like, people were asking me literally, come to Vancouver. People were asking me, come back to Montreal. We need you. People were asking me, go to Toronto. Like everywhere, come back to. And I was like, am I doing the right thing? So when I was walking in that forest, God, spirits, universe, whoever is there, I just want that what I'm doing is the right thing. Just one sign. If I like when I say nothing, it's like not even a wind, not even a leaf in this huge forest. Nothing, like silence. Like I'm in a forest. Anything, I'll take anything. So okay, I understand. So I walked a little bit, and I met someone walking on a little bit, and that person was like asked me we can walk a little bit, like a part of the road. And I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. The moment I stepped like to go, a butterfly came, and I have literally pictures and videos about that. That person stopped filming. So I had it, and I wanted to shake it away. It didn't go. It stayed with me like almost 10 minutes.
Wow.
One, butterflies are my spiritual signs. Not spiritual, a beautiful spiritual sign for me.
Okay.
So I have a tattoo of a butterfly.
Oh, yes.
So it's literally a sign of a spiritual something happening. So that was that moment I realized, you know what? I'm literally again doing this all the dreams. So I dreamt about Canada. I dreamt about walking across Canada. Because I'm doing them now. And I'm doing them because I can. That's the best sign. I'm the living sign.
Nice.
That moment I realized that, and this butterfly came, and I said, you know, that day became, thank you, I'm grateful. Thank you. Every step, I'm grateful. Thank you, I'm grateful. When you look for the sign, you won't see it. When you surrender, you trust what you do, at least, you believe in it, you will find all the signs.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Oh, I got goosebumps on my goosebumps, definitely. And I mean, people can talk about that all the time when you're really hard and you're looking for a job and you just can't find one. It drives you nuts. Yet when you have a job, all kinds of jobs seem to pop into your vision, right? Relationships, same way. When you're looking for someone, you never find them. When you're not, they're right there in front of you. Signs, same way. I have so many clients, they're like, oh, are they sending me signs? And I'm like, yeah, you're just not seeing them.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You're not looking at that. That's the ego. That's the ego in us that wants to really see it, and that's the ego.
Yes, definitely. So let's talk about shamanic breathing, because that's just something that has just I don't, and I think what it is, Kamel, is I don't understand it. I don't understand how it works, why it works, what it does to you. I have my human brain going, I think I get it. I think I get it. But the spiritual part of me is like, nah, you're not even close.
Bring it on. Let's bring it on.
So
for the record, you know that I do that. So I come from also science-based. Everything I do is science-based.
Right.
So let's bring it on. Let's bring the brain and the spirits. Let's talk.
I love it. So when someone asks you what is, do you call it shamanic breathing, or do you call it rhythmic breathing? Or is it either or?
So it's rhythmic breathing. It's a rhythmic breathing. Doing it myself is shamanic because I call upon spirits. I walk with the spirits while I'm doing this session. This is what brings it shamanic.
Okay. So it's rhythmic breathing, but you bring in the spirituality by calling. Okay, yes. That makes more sense. Now the brains are connecting. Explain what it is. Explain what it is, and then I'm going to ask you, after you explain what it is, what happens to our bodies when we do it.
Yeah. So where you breathe. That's it.
Okay, so okay, well done. Yay! We're done.
So yeah, no,
That was awesome.
let's explain more. So
I built that up so big too, and you went, we breathe.
That's what it is. It's real time, right? You just went.
Yes.
You just took some breath. So it's a rhythm. There are different ways of doing it. There are literally dozens. The key and the main key about almost all of them is the rhythm you bring to it. This release and letting go and relaxing. Because breathing, you connect to everything in your body, on the bottom, and everything. So breathing in a rhythm is connect all part of your body, your parasympathetic system, your nervous system, your everything, and you create a synchronicity between all of them, and you create this all synchronicity between everything.
Right.
So that's what it is about. So during the 5 minutes to 1 hour and a half, depending what kind of sessions I'm leading, it's just about
hour and a half. You do sessions that are an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
When you go into the hour and a half, you go into more holotropic breathing, and it's like with the intense. So it goes into something, but you have like small breaks. Like we did the holding part. Longer than that, you take some breaks, and then you continue like 5 minutes breaks, and then you continue with different. But that's like going into another level and something else than what I do in the sessions that I lead.
Exactly. I must add, it's completely safe. Doesn't matter what your lung function is, and I'm speaking from someone who suffers from basically COVID lung or COPD. It's completely safe, and it's actually really good for you as an exercise, is it not?
Yeah. So when you go into a rhythmic breathing and you do it on a daily basis, long sessions, not necessarily going intense, but just like connecting to your breath, you tell in your body, you connect to your emotions, you connect to your heart, you connect to makes you who you are. Even on a soul level, if you want of it, the first thing you do when you come to life is breathing.
Of course.
This is when you're your body. The last thing you do when you leave your body, when you die, physically breathing. That's when your soul leaves the body, or your energy leaves the body, whatever you want to believe. So your connection to your soul, to your energy, is the breath.
Oh yeah, okay. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah. That's on a spiritual level. As you breathe in and out, you kick out anxiety, you kick out stress, a rhythm and a state of your body that is alkaline. Dioxide out. There is no more dioxide in the body. You create a state that is alkaline. Out viruses, bacteria, cancer cells, they hate. They can't survive and thrive in a body that has no oxygen. It is where the oxygen doesn't go. So when you start breathing in and out and you flush, actually kick out all these from your body, and you bring your immune system up. So you heal on a physical and a mental level.
So
an emotional level.
This is something that people can do on a regular basis. They don't need Kamel to take them through what you do on Zoom. You could practice this on a daily basis.
Yeah. Just, taking 3 deep breaths in and out just brings you to this moment, to now. So it's the best way through your breath the human that you are. This is one of the best way to come to the moment and to have clarity. As you kick out anxiety and stress, anxiety is predicting the future emotions. There is no more of that. You are in the moment. That's where you stay. This is where you access your. Plus, it's a way of releasing anything that is stuck because of the day, because of what's going on, that are stuck in your body. Um, you live in what if state. All these things, you just kick them out. So
Nice.
you can do them by yourself, just few breaths every day to come back to being human. And there is a beautiful thing about the less you breathe, the longer you live. Just look at animals, rodents and dogs and all these things. Mouses, they breathe like so fast, they live 1 or 2 years. Rabbits, all these things, they live 1, 2 years, 15 years. Whales, turtles, they almost don't breathe. Once every 1 breath. They live 300 years.
Oh.
The longer you live. So doing the breath work on a daily basis, you start breathing efficiently. You start breathing in a way that is long and calm. If I'm sitting, although I have a big lung issue, my lungs, the lower part of my lungs, they don't function. I have a health issue in the past, and my lower part of the lungs, they don't function at all. I can hold my breath and I can breathe longer than any one that I know.
That is, yeah. Now, in your session, you always, and I keep meaning to ask you after, and of course, by the time I'm done, I'm completely done, so I don't remember to ask you. You mention in your sessions that it's best to breathe through your nose, exhale through your mouth. But you say in your sessions, if you have to, you can breathe in your mouth through your mouth, but only do it here. Don't do it out in the regular world. I suffer from sinus issues, so I'm like, why do you say that? Why is it that you should breathe through your nose and not your mouth?
So, not okay. It's literally, we went back in evolution, that especially that went back in evolution because of mouth breathing. Mouth had our morphology, our brain, even nervous system is completely changing. Like we have way down because of mouth breathing. We are closing all these parts, the sinuses, part of your immune system, that activation. Your immune system starts in the sinus when you breathe in. It's where you're filtering everything that goes in. Without going too much into details, and there are literally studies about it, just to stay simple, mouth breathing is a way of you snore because of mouth breathing. You don't heal enough because of mouth breathing. You don't think we went back into evolution. Nose breathing, if you do it like literally forcing it to go into nose breathing, you would see in a month that everything is changing. Even in your head, your is gonna change. It's gonna go back. You're gonna find literally in a month, just a month. So mouth breathing, there is a beautiful book. Oh, it's up there. Jonas, one of my favorite book, Breath. He explained everything about it. That's a book to read, and you will see so much how mouth breathing literally into the world. So all the snoring, all the allergies, things that are mostly because of mouth breathing.
See, and it's funny you say that because I am a mouth breather and I suffer from really bad sinus. I get sinus infections on a constant basis.
That's
so what you're saying is I need more people need to start breathing through their nose rather than their mouth.
Yep.
I'm going to make a conscious effort of that.
There's a beautiful pranayama breathing. Pranayama is like so much techniques. So one of into each nostril by closing the one and the other for 5 minutes, knowing that the going into creativity part of the brain into meditation, into things are on the. If you breathe through the left nostril, if you go into the right nostril with actions, with making things happen, with decisions, so the part of the brain that. So when you need to be more relaxed, more creative, more meditative, you close your right nostril and you breathe only. When you want to be more active, more energized, and more decision taking, and you close your left nostril and you breathe only with your right nostril.
Interesting.
So again, studies, and they exist for thousands of years.
Millions of years.
Somehow, other species, but yeah, not thousands of years has been there as the breathable it is.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm going to make and the name of that book is Breath?
Breath, yeah, by John Nestor, yeah.
I'm going to look that book up. I'm honest. I mean, I've talked to you about my breathing issues, sinuses. Yeah. So I think I need to really work on. I mean, I got a big enough nose. I should be able to breathe out of the damn thing.
I'll give you two very simple tips. One is I don't know how it's called. Tape. Yeah, it's tape. So you find them like in farm. There is one that's like an X you put on your mouth when you sleep.
Oh, okay.
It holds the mouth closed. And the other one that you put on your nose. So I'm gonna ask you to do it. So I want you to try to breathe through your nose just one time, 2 times, just to see how it is. Okay. Now I want you to hold this part here.
Yeah.
And hold it back.
Oh.
Does it open better? Yeah.
Yeah. Big time. What a difference.
Yep. The tape that comes here and it holds these like this.
Oh, that's that thing that the athletes use them to go across their nose.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So at night, one, I put it here and it holds this like this back. And literally breathe in, and the other one close my mouth.
Huh.
And you have a nose. If you have any stuffed nose, I'm sorry for my English. Any stuffed nose, literally, if it's like, let's say the right one, just hold that part up and keep doing it. It's gonna open it completely.
Just walk around like this all day. People are going to start laughing at me if they don't already.
Who cares?
Exactly. At least I'm going to be able to breathe properly.
Exactly.
Very, very interesting.
So that's one tip. And the second tip is, And the second tip is, at least mindful about it. Go to nose breathing. 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes, especially when you walk, especially when you do any kind of exercise. Force yourself to breathe through your nose.
Oh, okay.
Your lungs, our body will love it, and it will help you. Your body will help you to continue at some point. Everything at once.
That is very, very cool. I go for walks with my dog, so I'm going to do that when I'm walking with the dog, because I'm usually by myself. I'll be able to concentrate.
Yeah, do it, and you would see after a few weeks and a month, you will literally do it paying attention. You will start nose breathing, plus you will breathe so much efficiently, like your lungs will.
Very cool. I really like the fact that you're talking about breathing efficiently, because I think you're right. You look at fish live longer than humans. There's a reason. Yeah. That's true. So we only got a few minutes left. What can we see? I know the hour went by. I had to look down at the clock. I went, whoa. What's next? I know you're heading home. You're going to make stops. You're going to stop here, hopefully. We're going to see you again in the Calgary area. Probably November, I'm guessing?
No, October. It's in October. I'll be in Calgary.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it wasn't going to be until November. October.
No, October. Yeah, I have a big event happening beginning of November.
Oh, that's right. That's back in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Right. What's next? What crazy challenge what are you going to do next?
I have no idea. As plans, and again, you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. Putting out there to the universe is what I want, is doing this meeting spirituality and doing a show about it and documenting spirituality in all its aspects. America. So going country after country and meeting spirituality and reaching out to spirit through South America, and then going back to my roots in Africa, and then so that's the biggest picture that I'm trying to create with this Heal on Wheels.
Heal on Wheels.
Yeah, 2 months at least of nothing. I'm gonna ski. I'm gonna use and do nothing for 2 months. That's the plan.
I'm gonna stop driving because driving's so boring. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, how many hours a day are you driving? When you've gone across?
Depends. At minimum 3-4 hours minimum.
Okay.
To be able to be where I am today, at least 3-4 hours a day. Sometimes it goes into 7. But yeah, and that's the biggest challenge. As I'm alone, I cannot film everything. Do it a little bit challenging.
Well, yeah,
but it's fun.
You needed a co-pilot.
Next time I'm getting a co-pilot. That's for sure.
That's hilarious. If people, I'm in. If people want to find you and book a session with you, where can they reach out to you?
So mostly I'm very active on Instagram, more than Facebook somehow. So username is my Instagram account, and from there you can have my Linktree where you can find everything.
Awesome. Now you say you're doing an event Wednesday night on Zoom. What do you charge for these events?
It's on donation for now. Only donation.
Nice. Very nice. I just love that.
Next month I have someone joining, so that there would be someone is joining to do the sessions with me, sound healing and energy healing. But beside that, when it's me, it's only on donation.
That is I just love that. As you know, a lot of people that do mediumship, that do guides, they can charge $100, whatever they want. I don't. I keep it very, very low because I want to reach out to different people than other people are reaching, and I think I'm doing it. So thank you for doing that, because I think it's important. Very much so.
It's important. Thank you for putting it there, but it's important, especially doing any kind of practitioner, anyone is in that field. It's very important to do anything for free, as long as it's maybe to do a promotion or advertise. Yeah, you can allow it. This is where it ends. You have to value yourself. Plus, you have to live also from it if it's something you do. So that's important. If you find yourself in these two and you have what you need to live and everything, then you can allow yourself to go into donation or free. Or these two are respected. These two boxes are
I love that. Makes so much sense. So much sense. My friend, thank you so much. This has been just an amazing hour. It went by way too damn fast. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you into the waiting room, but don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you afterwards. Just as I say goodbye. Thank you so much, sir. Drive safely.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch. Everybody, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I think Kamel is a special soul traveling across Canada. If you get a chance to go to an event in person, I think there's going to be something happening in Calgary when he comes through. I'll keep you posted. He'll let me know. I'll let you know. If you want to join him on Wednesday night and Saturday, go to his Facebook page, just Kamel, just Kamel. I'll link his Facebook page on mine after this. Till next week, we who am I? Oh, I have Jenna coming on next week from beautiful. I think she's out of Minnesota. She is a super medium Reiki healer out of Minnesota. I'm really looking forward to talking to her. Till then, take care of yourself and have a great week.